Hi, I am Dinesh Rao on behalf of Forensic Investigation News and Analysis from Bangalore, India. Today I am going to talk about what happens when a vaccination has been injected to a human being, and especially the mRNA vaccine or so-called Covishield vaccine. And this vaccine, once it has been injected, as you know, normally it has been injected on the lateral aspect of the upper arm, that is the insertion of the deltoid region. And this area, once it has been injected, this vaccination in the form of lipid nanoparticles, means it's small particles in the form of fat globules, and this has been injected, it gets into the system. So these lipid nanoparticles gets into the antigen presenting cells. Inside the cytoplasm we have so-called, as described, the ribosomes, where proteins are manufactured, and it went through the ribosomes. This antigen is protein is formed, means the lipid particles now turns out to be a protein when it goes through the ribosomes, which is present in the cytoplasm of the cells. And this protein structure has got the genetic code similar to the spike protein of the coronavirus. Now, this particular antigen protein, which are now manufactured as a result of vaccination, now breaks into multiple fragments, and each fragment has got a genetic code similar to those of the spike protein of the coronavirus. And these particular fragments now has to present to our immune system. So in immune system we have two types of immune system. One is the cell mediated immune system, another is the antibody mediated immune system. So the cell mediated immune system, these fragments, what we said, it combines with MHC protein. This is a type of protein which is present in the cells, or major histocompatibility complex. So these complete fragments combines with MHC protein complex and then comes to the surface of the cells. And once it comes to the surface of that particular cell, it attracts the cytotoxic T cells, or so-called macrophages like, and then it sensitizes those cytotoxic T cells for the cell mediated immunity. The other fragments which are there, the leftovers, they come out of these cells and goes to other antigen presenting cells in the body. There are lakhs of such cells, and there in turn they combine, they enter those cells and they form another complex, that is MHC2 protein complex. Thereby they come again, after forming this complex, they come to the cell surface, and in the cell surface they attract the T helper cells. It is called T helper cells, which trigger the antibody mediated immune response. So that means to say, this mRNA vaccine, which is from the Covishield, triggers both the cell mediated immune response and the antibody mediated immune response. That means two types of immune response which is inside the body has been triggered, means they have been tutored or they have been alerted that if any viruses comes inside the body, that is coronaviruses, they stimulate the antibodies and they kill the viruses. This is actually this is what exactly the mechanism, or this exactly what happens by this vaccination from so-called mRNA vaccine. And why it is very safer, because why this mRNA vaccine is very safer is because this mRNA vaccine, unlike other vaccines, are never a virus at all. They are not a natural virus. They are synthetic virus or a genetically engineered viruses. And whereas other viruses are the natural viruses, either killed viruses or an attenuated viruses. So that is the reason this particular mRNA vaccine is the safest of all other vaccines. Beside this, and it is more efficacious because it stimulates both the cell mediated immunity and the antibody mediated immunity. That means to say that it gives protection to all.